at my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counting up six stacks. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich. Let's look at my chips. I'm getting rich. Running up digits, counting up six. My money flipping, let's take a trip. Splash. Standing on business, tycoon rich.
All right. Great morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. So today we're going to do a little bit of binary options trading. So yesterday we did futures trading. Today we're going to do some binary options trading. And we're going to use a concept called the blue wave. So for those of you all that are new and not really familiar with binary options trading, it's simply a concept where, let's say you put in a buy or a sell. You believe that that buy or sell will close above or beneath your entry line within a specific period of time. So it's time based. And I'll give an illustration of that in a minute on the screens. But I just want to kind of give a basis of that so you guys can kind of know what we'll be working with today. So I hope you guys are having a great morning. All right. So what we're doing now is talking about the blue waves, strategy, which is what myself and students in the academy use when it comes to binary options trading. Very quick trades, 1 to 2 minute expiry for the trades. And then I'm going to kind of go over what type of conditions we should be looking for, and then also how to maximize from the trades, okay? So with the blue waves, we're looking at a concept that is best applied when we're in a ranging market or when there are significant support and resistance levels. And I'll talk about support and resistance in a minute. But the reason why this concept is effective is because the market ranges about 70% of the time. Okay. So if the market ranges about 70% of the time, that puts you in a position to find more probable setups within those conditions. And then the other 30% of the time, the market is trending. And so we have another concept called blue sniper. And if you hear that sound, that's another alert that just came in. But we're going to talk about how to look for the alerts first before actually taking them. But 30% of the time, the market is trending. So we have another concept called blue sniper. So when the market is trending, we look for those as well. But specifically, within the next, I'd say month and a half, we're doing a flip your chips challenge. So with the flip your chips challenge says whatever you have in your account, you want to try to multiply that by 10 within the next month and a half. Now, you will have to be a little bit aggressive with this. So know your tolerance, right? Personally, that's what I'm going to be doing. But it's very doable and it's very possible. Okay. And I want to show a live process of this so you guys can understand, number one, how it works, and then two, how you can make it happen. So I started from a very minimal deposit base for Pocket Option. That's the broker that we use. Okay. And the reason why is because I pretty much want to show that, most people don't have $20, $15, $30,000 to put in their account to start trading with. And so I figured if I could show, how you can start from $100, $200, whatever the case is, to build your account up, then you can use that as a source as well. Okay. So let's talk about the blue waves concept. So it's derived from the augmented multiplier, which is the course in the Blue Chips Academy. And it's basically designed for precision for sniper entries and ranging markets. So this is how it works. So the first thing you want to do is verify that you're in a ranging market. Okay. So this, for those of you all that aren't familiar, a ranging market just means that the price, also known as the candles, are moving within a certain area, and it just kind of stays in that area for a certain period of time. Okay. So that's a range. All right. Now, once you're in a range, you want to set your supply and demand zones. Okay, so your demand zones are down here, okay, right, as support. So I call this the floor. All right, so think of it as if you have a ball and you throw the ball down to the floor, the natural reaction is for the ball to go up. So when you're looking for buys, you're waiting for price to come down to the floor, because with buys, you want price to go up. And then you want to look for possible options for price to go up here for your buys, okay? For sells, it's the opposite. So your sells is your ceiling, okay? So if you throw the ball towards the ceiling, the natural reaction is for the ball to come down, okay? And so with this concept here, you want to look for sells at the top of the range, because that's where price has shown in the past that it dropped here when it came here. So if you get a sell here, and it does the same thing. All right, so that's and this is your supply zone. Okay, so you have your demand zone at the bottom, support, supply zone at the top for your resistance. Okay, meaning price is resisting to go past this area. So price came here, went down, came back up here, went down. It resisted to go past this area. Okay, so that's the first thing. Then the second thing, like I just mentioned, you want to look for sales at the top of the range, okay? And you want to look for buys at the bottom of the range. Sales for top and buys for bottom, okay? Now, if you have significant support and resistance levels that might not be in the range, you can consider that if you can look to the left and see that there was recent price action in that area, okay? And then for a buy signal, you want to look for, well, I just went over that. You just want to look for that at the bottom. And then you're going to confirm these signals on the 1 minute chart. Okay. So the time duration for the trade works with a 1 to 2 minute expiration. Okay. 1 to 2 minute expiration. All right. So that's the blue waves. Okay. And mind you, great morning to everybody that's just joined. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to ask. Okay. That's how we learn. All right. So let's go to, let's see here. I'm going to go to the charts now, and we're going to look at each pair while we're waiting for alerts. Okay, this is what I like to do in the morning. I like to go through each pair so I can know what type of market conditions I'm dealing with. Okay, so here we have Euro AUD. Okay, so with Euro AUD, we can see, and by the way, these indicators that you guys see, the blue sniper and the blue waves, these are indicators that I've created. The blue sniper is free for anybody that that's online. You can go to indicators and type in blue sniper, and you won't get the exact system, but you'll get a similar system that can help with your process as well. Okay, but let's talk about it. So Euro AUD right now, if we're looking at the structure of this right now, it looks like it's trying to come from a downtrend here, right? And then now it looks like it's trying to make a possible reversal. So it's not in the range because price isn't just moving sideways, but we're not totally in our uptrend yet. So I'm going to leave this one as green. If it's not in a range, I have a green. If it's consolidated, then I'll put it as a red flag. Okay. So remember, consolidation is just when price is just choppy and it just goes back and forth like that. Okay, so just keep that in mind, okay? All right. Great day, Troy. Great day, great day. Okay, so we're getting an alert here. Euro GBP for a sale. Let's go take a look at it. We're going to go right to pocket option here. So also you want to keep in mind that high percentage. So Euro GBP is at 37%. 37%. If it's not 70% or more, I'm not going to take it. Even though this was a good little setup right here, I'm not going to take that. Okay. Now, what you guys want to keep in mind is you want to always have your target for the day. Okay. So my goal is to try to get anywhere from 5 to 10% a day, just depending on how much time I have to trade. All right. So for example, so right now, this account is up about 12%, okay, since we started the Flip Your Chips Challenge. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my target. So this is all you have to do when you're looking at this. Let me go here. So my balance right now is 239, okay? We multiply that times, I'm sorry, let's go back. So 239 plus 10%, okay? So my target is to get the account to 262 by the end of my trading period, my trading session. Okay. Will that happen while we're on here? Maybe if we get enough alerts and we get some good setups, but if not, that's fine as well. Okay. So let's go back to trade. I use TradingView, guys, for analysis, and then I use Pocket Option to get into the trade, just so you guys can kind of get an understanding of that. All right. So let's go back here and let's go to Euro USD. So Euro USD, let me clear out my levels here. For the most part, it's moving sideways. Okay. All right. So if we look here and I set my zones right here, even though my lines are going to come back up, but I'll just set it anyway. Okay. I set my zones here. Remember, I was saying look for supply and demand zones here. Okay. So I'm going to clone that. And so we can see this is what we can consider a range, right? So multiple times when price came here, what did it do? It went up, right? Price came back down to this level. What did it do? It went up. Price came back down to this level, and it looks like it's actually breaking through. So that's another thing too. When you're in a range, it doesn't stay in a range all day. Eventually, it has to break out. Okay, but the opposite is for the ceiling, right? So when we look here, price came here, went down, right? Came back up to this level. What did it do? Went down. Came back to this level. What did it do? Went down. Okay, so the reason why you want to look to the left to see what happens, because price has already told you, kind of shown you what it wants to do. Now, does it always work out that way? No, but it gives you a good clue on what could possibly happen. Okay, so that's Euro USD. Right now, Euro USD is in a range, so I'm going to make that flag yellow. Okay, I'm going to make that flag yellow. So let's go to our next pair, USD JPY. Okay, so USD JPY is it's not ranging right now. It's trying to actually move to the upside, so I'll leave that green. Okay. And by the way, I'm on a 1 minute chart, guys. So for those of you all that aren't familiar, the AUD USD is trying to move to the downside here, so that's not ranging. Same thing with GBP USD. Nice drops here. So it was ranging here, and then it broke out here. Okay. It was ranging here. Let me see. Ranging here. Okay. Then it broke out right here. Okay. Broke out to the downside. Okay. So AUD USD is not in a range anymore. All right. No, neither is GBP USD. So go to USD CHF. Okay, we're moving sideways a little bit. It's breaking out a little bit, but we'll see if it continues to break. So right now, I'll leave that as a ranging pair. Okay, so that's USD CHF. So notice how I'm going through every pair because it helps me to make my decision faster when those alerts come in. All right, so let's see. AUD CHF. It's kind of moving sideways. This is a little bit of a wide range, so I'll it's not really trending right now, so I'll leave that as a range as well. Okay. GBP AUD definitely moving sideways. Actually, it's kind of choppy a little bit. I don't really like the way GBP AUD is looking right now, so I'm going to mark that red. And then we have what is this? USD CAD. So USD CAD had a nice little breakout candle right here. It was moving sideways for a while. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as green because it broke out. Same thing with AUD CAD, it broke out. Okay, we're getting an alert here. GBP USD for a buy. Let's go take a look. GBP USD for a buy. First thing I'm looking for is the payout. Okay, payout is 91%. We got support here. I like what I'm seeing. So I'm at 2%. I got into the trade for GBP USD. All right, so let me just kind of explain what I'm looking at. Well, the breakdown of this. Okay, so there's a scaling system that I use for risk management that allows me to potentially continue to grow the account. Okay. And so I start off all of my trades. Okay. If that trade does not win, then I go to 4%. The concept of this is that if this trade wins, right? Let's say this trade lost. If this trade wins, right? Then it will make up for this account right here. Okay, we're getting some more alerts here. Hold on, guys. Let's see. All right, so we have an AUD USD buy. Let's go here. AUD USD buy. Payout is good. 88%, and then a Euro AUD. So that one is not good. So let's see here. I think I like this one, guys. I didn't close the other one, so I'm going up to 4%. Okay, so I'm just going times 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into that buy right there for AUD USD. Okay, so I'm in a buy for AUD USD. So why did I decide to get into that buy? And I'm going to go back over the breakdown of the risk management piece. But what I see here is that I look to the left right here. So we found support here, and then we had support here. Okay, so we have what we call a double bottom, which is a W. And so typically when you see a W, price will, most of the time, I'll say, not all the time, but most of the time, it'll extend to the upside, right? And then you have what we call a double top, which is also an M, okay, where price rejects twice and price goes to the downside on that fourth leg right there. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. Okay, so the concept with binary options is that this is my entry line right here. If price closes above that line, then I win. If I don't, then I lose. So it just missed that line right there. Okay, so that means I lost that trade, right? So because of that, now I scale up to my 8%. Okay, so I go to times 2. All right, so let's go back. We have 2% here. Okay, didn't make that one, right? 4% here. Didn't make that one, right? So with the 8%, if this is a win, this makes up for both of these and put me in profit. Okay, that's the concept behind that. Okay, makes up for the last 2 and put me back in profit. So this is how I pretty much continuously grow the account there. All right, so so that's the breakdown. So I go up to 4 levels. So I go 2, 4, 6, and I'm sorry, 2, 4, 8, and then 16. So I'm doubling up every time, basically. Those are my 4 levels of breakdowns right there. Okay, so let's go back to Pocket. I'm sorry, let's go back to Trading View because we were looking at the other pairs here. All right, and then let's go to Euro GBP. So Euro GBP is, and great morning to everybody that just joined. If you have questions, please feel free to ask, okay? Please feel free to ask. Let me just check, make sure there's no questions here. All right, cool. No questions. All right, so yes. So basically what we're doing is we're going back here and let's look at Euro GBP. So Euro GBP was moving sideways. It's coming out now. Okay, it's coming out to the upside now. So I'm not going to mark that as a range because it's not moving sideways anymore. Okay, and I'm going to move this one down because I don't, GBP AUD is just choppy right now. It does not look good. All right, so we went through all of the pairs. So our ranging pairs are Euro USD, USD CHF. Let me go ahead and mark a zone for that. USD CHF. Okay. Just put that about right here. That's good. Okay. And then AUD CHF, which is a little weird here, but I'll put some zones here for AUD CHF right here. Okay. So again, the breakdown of it is to scale up. All right. So here we go. We got AUD, Euro AUD. Okay, cool. So we went through all of our pairs. Now, one of the things that you guys will use, let me use a past example so you guys can see what I'm talking about as far as looking left for opportunities. Okay, let me see here. Let me see if I could find a good example for you guys. Really good example for y'all. Hold on one second. Just looking for some possible entries while we're waiting for the next alert. Okay. All right, let's see here. This wasn't during the time we normally trade. Okay, let's look at this right here. This little example right here. So if we look at this, let me get my areas out the way. Multiple times, there was a sell here in the past in this area. Price went down. This sell came in, with this sell look coming in, and I can look to the left and see that a sale happened here, take the sell, right? Because you can see that price wants to do the same thing around this area. It's sold off multiple times around this area right here. Okay, so that's the beauty of looking to the left, is that it shows you and gives you an inclination of what could possibly happen. All right, so if we're looking at all of our pairs right now, a lot of them are kind of breaking out of their area right now. This is Euro USD. It's trying to stay within this range, but it looks like it's going to break out soon. Okay, so that's the basis of that. So let's go to and for those of you all who aren't familiar, you want to make sure that you check the news every day. This is forexfactory.com. Okay, this is forexfactory.com. You want to make sure you check the news every day before you trade, because the news affects the market it can affect the market drastically. All right, so again, this is forexfactory.com where you want to check that. All right, so based on whatever you have in your account, guys, you can determine if you want to start off at, you can start off at 0.5% risk, right? You can start off at 0.5% risk and just multiply by 2 every step for 4 steps, okay? Or you can start off at 1%, okay? You can start off at 1% as well. Now, keep in mind, let me go to my basis here. Let's just say you started off at 1%. Okay, so let's say you have $200 in your account. Okay, so 1% of $200 is $2, right? So you put $2 here, and everybody in the academy has this. But if you and if you don't have this in the academy, let me know so I can make sure that I can get that to you. Okay, but here's the $2. Okay, so what this is saying is that, let's say you lose this first trade. Okay, you lose the second trade, that's $6 you lost, right? You lose this one, that's 14, and if you lose this one, that's 30. Okay, so total, you would have lost $30, right? If you lost 4 in a row. Okay, but if you went to that 5th step here, which you could, because the negative $30, right? That means your account, you still have about $170 in your account. So because you still have $170 in your account, that means that you can afford to take this trade here, right here, and make up for everything that you just lost and possibly go into profit, just depending on the payout of the pair that you took. Okay, but you have to have enough in your account to be able to take the next trade. So that's how this process works as far as the management piece goes. It takes time though, and then here's the other side. When you win a trade, you go back to your starting point, right? So let's say you came here and you lost here, but you won here. Okay, so once you won, you go back to that 1% for your trade, just depending on your threshold. Okay, you go back to that 1% for your threshold. Okay, so that's the breakdown of how to kind of manage those trades and how to consistently grow, because at the end of the day, you will get the setups that you need. You just have to be patient enough to wait and see how it plays out for you. Okay, so right now we're getting an alert for USD CAD. Let's go take a look at it real quick. Let's go take a look at USD CAD. 1 second. And my pen is in the way. 1 second, guys. Okay. Here we go. USD CAD. Hopefully I did not miss my entry messing with this thing. Oh, well, it doesn't matter anyway. The payout is at 54%. But let's just use this as an example. So right here with USD rejection, right? But I can't see anything in my near future, in the past, that says that there was rejection here. Okay, there's no price action that says rejection. Now, on this flip side of this, let's say I got a buy down here. Well, that's different. I can look to the left and see that price found support here. Okay, so we're going to AUD USD buy. So let me see if I Want to look at that. AUD USD is at 88%, so that's good. Okay, so I can look to the left and see that there was a buy here, right? So I got into this trade. So here, what I'm looking at to the left right here, my immediate left, price went up at this level. So I'm looking here, and then I'm looking for the same exact thing. Okay, so let's zoom in, because remember I told you guys with binary options, it's time based. So here is my entry line. This is where I clicked buy. Okay, I'm saying within the next 30 seconds, I believe, well, 1 minute, because I get into 1 minute trades, I believe price will close, meaning this candle right here will close above this line within the next 20 seconds. Okay, because that's how much time I have left on the trade right here. That tells you how much time you have left on the trade. Within the next 10 seconds, then I win the trade. And then I want you guys to watch, because remember we were at 239. Okay, so this is the balance here, and this is how the scaling system works. So now I'm up to 40. It made up for those losses, and it put me in profit. Okay, guys? So that's the concept of that. So now that I won that trade, I'm going back to 2%. I'm going back to 2%. Okay? So that was a win for AUD USD. All right? So now let's go back here, and let's go look at the other pairs here, because I just got finished explaining the breakdown of it. But if you're aiming for 5 to 10% a day, guys, you should be able to hit your goal within 30 to 45 days. If you're aiming to hit 5 to 10% a day trading 5 days a week with this, because we're using the range in markets, you should be able to hit your goal of a 10x from wherever you are, being consistent. Okay. All right. So let's go back and let's see if we get any looks. So I'll be on here till about 8:40, guys. I do have another call, a private call within our for our futures call at 8:45. All right. So we have about another 14 minutes or so. And then we'll go from there. Okay, but that AUD USD was a win. Again, guys, if I look to the immediate left, so the buy came in here, somewhere here. This was the alert. And if we look here, okay, there was support there. So it showed me, remember, so when price comes down to the floor, you throw the ball to the floor, the natural reaction is for price to go up. So what happened here? Price came down to the floor, it went up. So when I saw that already had happened, we came right back down to this level. I said, okay, I'm going to take the buy, because price has shown me that it wants to move up at this level possibly. So I'm going to try to take the risk of getting into that same trade. Okay? Very, very simple, guys. Very simple. If I don't see any resistance or support in the near, like recent price action, then I'm not really going to consider it. Okay? Very, very simple. Any questions so far? Any questions? I want to make sure you guys understand exactly what's going on here. Okay? All right. All right. No questions. All right, cool. Okay, so let me go back here. Let's go back to trading view. Again, I look at the analysis on trading view, but I enter my trades on pocket option. Okay. Analysis on trading view, enter the trades on pocket option. Sometimes I can see on pocket option if it's like recent, like price action, I can see it on there, but that's what I'm looking for. So all of these systems, these alert systems and everything, I have created myself. And I've created it for the students to help them along with their journey to reaching their goals. Okay. So just keep that in mind. And if you are a new viewer, I have created the blue sniper for the people that are online. And that's used specifically for trending markets though, guys. So blue waves, that's exclusive for all of the academy students. But I'll be on here every Wednesday teaching and also showing the process, okay? Because that's how we grow, all right? So that's what we're looking at, guys. It's 8:28. Let's see if we get any more looks for today. If we look at this buy that happened here, this was a good buy right here. They came in. So the orange ones, these are the blue waves, guys. These right here, these are my blue snipers here. Okay, just to kind of give you, so you don't get confused with that. But the buy that came in here was a good buy, because if we can look to the left here, there was support there. Okay, so there was support, so it's not even a hesitation. Just take it. Price has already shown you it wants to possibly buy there. Take it, right? So that was an example of a buy. Let's see if we can get an example of some sales here. Okay, here we go. I think we're getting something here. I don't like this time of day here, because this is not the normal time that we trade. So let's go look at a different scenario here. See if we can find this is another good buy. Okay, I can look to the left, right? Let me do it the other way so you're not confused. So the buy came in here. I looked to the left. Okay, there was support. It found support here. So take the buy. Okay. All right. So that's USD. That was a USD CHF example. Let me see if I can find a sale for you guys, so you guys can see that as well. Okay. But that's all you guys are doing. Look to the left. See if you see recent price action that looks similar, and take the trade. Okay. So here's another example here. We have a sale that came. Okay, here's our sell example. A sale that came here, right? If I look to the left, what do I see? Price, there was rejection. Price went down. Take the sell. It already showed you that it wants to sell off at this level. Take the sell. Take the sell. The only thing is that the ultimate direction is right most of the time. Okay? The ultimate direction is right most of the time. The only difference is if you might win or lose is based on timing, because binary options is time based. So your assessment might be right, but you might not close because of the timing of it. So that's where the scaling piece comes into play. Okay, that's why that's important. All right, so let's go here. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and refresh, and let's go back and see if we see any new price action for our pair. So now AUD CHF is no longer ranging, so I have to change this now to green. Okay, I have to change this to green. Then we're going to, let's see, USD CHF is still ranging, so that's good. All right, Euro USD, it's moving sideways, so I'll leave that there. Euro AUD, same situation. USD JPY for a buy. For whatever reason, that one didn't come in, but we did get a buy here. Now, this would be, I can't see any support on this one right here. Like if I go here and then I look to the left, there's no support here. There's some resistance here, because we know that past resistance is future support. So maybe, but I would like to see actual support. Like I would have liked to see price do this type of thing at this level, but it didn't. But it still played out well though. So that was still a win. Okay. So I'm going to make this yellow because it's moving sideways for USD JPY. Let's see here. Euro AUD. AUD USD is slowing down now. Okay, so it looks like it's finding support. So notice how to the left here, right, it found support right here. Okay, so right here it's doing the same thing. So if we got a buy at this area, that would be a good buy, because it's showing us that price wants to push up at this level possibly, and right here and right here. So if we get a buy, we have a good chance of the price doing the same thing. Okay, so that's AUD USD. GBP USD. So it looks like more of a wide range now, because again, it's doing the same thing as AUD USD. It found support here, okay, at these levels here. So GBP USD, if we were to get a buy back down at this area, that wouldn't be bad, because it already shown support multiple times right there. Okay. All right, guys. So we got about 6 more minutes. Hopefully we can find another setup. Let me go back and make sure I'm not missing any questions or anything. Okay, happy new day, Mary. I will need the scaling calculator that you used earlier, please, and thank you. No worries, Mary. I'll post that in the Blue Waves chat for you, okay? I'll post that in the Blue Waves chat so you can have it after this session. I'll make sure you get it. All right? Good stuff. Good stuff. So yes, we will let me go back through the other pairs here. See if anything changed. So GBP USD looks solid. USD CAD still on this little breakout, but it's like even choppy on its way up. So I don't really know about USD CAD right now, guys, to be honest with you. But let's keep it moving. AUD CAD kind of moving sideways here. No trends going on here. So we're moving sideways. So I'm going to make that yellow. Okay. Move that one up. And then we have Euro GBP. Euro GBP, same thing, wide, moving sideways. So I'm going to mark that off as well. All right. So it looks like GBP AUD is trying to pick up some volume here, which is good. So I'll change that from red to, I'll make it yellow for right now. It's not really trending, but it did break out of this choppy noise here. Okay. So that's what we're looking at, guys. I am pretty much just waiting to see if we can get another alert notification before the end of this session. We have a couple more minutes until we wrap it up. This is a great time to ask questions while we're waiting here. But that's the basis of it. So let's look at this from a perspective, right? So let's say, for instance, hold on, we're getting some alerts here. All right, so we got a GBP AUD sell. So let's go to pocket option. GBP AUD is at 58%, guys. So we're not looking at that. GBP is at 45%. Outs are low, so I will not be taking those trades, okay? However, let's look at the setup. Let's just watch it, okay? Remember, so if we look to the left, what do we see? Support here. What do we see? Support here, okay, at these two levels right here. All right, so let's see if price closes to the upside for Euro GBP. I'm sorry, this is AUD USD. It didn't click over. Hold on one second, guys. Let me make sure we back where we need to. Okay, there we go. All right, so yeah, so it's still the same situation, right? So we have support in this area. There's some support here. Okay, there's some support here where price went up to the upside. So might not have been a bad trade for Euro GBP if the payout was better. All right, let's look at GBP AUD. Let's look at GBP AUD. GBP AUD was a sell. Now the sell is a little bit different, right? Because I can't necessarily see rejection. I don't see anything right here, guys. I don't see anything right here. So I don't know if the sellers are going to be strong enough to push down because they haven't given me a clue that they want to push price down at this level. Could it happen? Yes, it could. But I wouldn't have taken this trade if the payout was right. But let's go look at and see how that played out. Okay. You probably would have just made it depending on where you entered. That would have been a close one. Because the alert came in here. So depending on how long it took you to enter and where you entered, let's see how this candle closed. But it looks like it's trying to find support here. But we'll see how it closes, though. Because remember, we see here, look to the left, right? There's our support right there. And then what do we see? Price is finding support again, right? We see this candle pushing to the upside. So again, it's just all about timing. The structure is there, right? The structure is there. It's just all about your timing. That's all. Okay? So we can clearly see that if we would have taken this trade, like let's say we would have entered this buy, let's see how this candle closed. If it closed strong, then this would have been a good buy. But it looks like it's struggling a little bit. So this right here, this green line, just for you guys, a little tip right here, this is a 200 EMA. This acts as a strong level of support and resistance. I'm going to say that again. This acts as a strong level of support and resistance. So if price comes down to this level, it can bounce off, which it did here. right off the 200. And if price is under, then it can use it as resistance and come to the downside. So that's just a little tip, okay? When you're near the 200, be very cognitive of that, of what's going on, okay? So it is about 8:40 now, guys. All right. And didn't necessarily hit the target, but I'll still try to probably, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to finish trading today, but that's why we have our automated system that's in the process of getting some upgrades right now. But that's why we have our automated system that helps us with these type of situations. Okay. But that's the basis of it, guys. So great session. All right. Even on a day where we lost 2 and won 1, we still came out profitable. And that's the power of the scaling process. Okay. So we're good to go, guys, here. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. If you all are in the academy, I'll see you guys in the futures channel, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up from there. Okay. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace. Make sure you like and subscribe and